Hello and welcome to my channel. This is a quick video to show you how simple planetary movement can have such radical changes and effects. We're going to talk about what happened yesterday and why you may be interested and what it means to you. There have been changes in the order of things that affects you personally and everyone. It wasn't long ago the streets of some countries were filled with protesters demanding change, full of energy, unstoppable, governments brought to their knees. There were the yellow vests in France, and they were protesting Macron. They were protesting in Hong Kong, and all of a sudden stop. No one on the streets in France or China. How did this happen, and what to look for next? This all started at the solar eclipse in December. The eclipse is noted when the sun and the moon come together with the sun to start a new cycle, circled here in Capricorn. The other circle is the planets of Pluto and Saturn. Look at the order. Pluto is in the front of Saturn. So people riot, then are stopped or confronted. Now on to the meat of the explanation. This is the chart of the solar eclipse, the virus, France, and lockdown. In chart number 1, the inside chart, is the solar eclipse on December 26th. Chart number 2 is today, the day that Macron in France deployed 100,000 police to enforce the virus lockdown. What has happened here is to turn everything upside down on its head. Saturn moved in front of Pluto. Pluto rules death, destruction, burn things down to the ground to be reborn. That's what you would call a demonstration. In December, people in Hong Kong and France were fighting the establishment Capricorn. Saturn was there. It was the oppression, the heavy weight on people's backs, the boundaries created for people to live within by the establishment. It was there in the background as the people were demonstrating Pluto to tear down the establishment. Pluto rules death, destruction, rebirth. That was leading the charge. Little did anyone know at the time the deadly virus was also present, but not in public view. As Pluto rules viruses, secrets, and power and control, the devious forces look to keep power and control and world domination, and they have released a bioweapon. Pluto also rules debt, and as you can see, with the stock market crash and the debt market frozen up Saturn, frozen Capricorn banks, which is the result of the financial collapse that has already happened. The world economy is ground to a halt with the repo market, or the overnight bank interbank lending rate, frozen up. We see now, with Pluto leading, with Saturn leading Pluto, we have the boundaries first, quarantined Saturn because of the virus Pluto. We find that planets in the beginning and the ending degrees of a sign are much more powerful. So Saturn in 29 degrees of Capricorn is already to go into Aquarius, and this will change Saturn's expression. Being in an air sign will bring more airline shutdowns possibly. Saturn likes to be in control and grounded in Aquarius. It will take on a more detached expression. Also, Aquarius rules the internet, and social media and groups. Now that the police are being used to suppress the people, we may see an effort to block Saturn, the internet, and social media. As Saturn moves on, Pluto stays in Capricorn. The fight for freedom is Uranus in Taurus, and this has a trine aspect to the moon. People feel it is the right thing to do, Capricorn, to allow the quarantine. As you can see, the transiting moon is also in Capricorn conjunct the natal sun, expressing the emotion people feel being quarantined and told they have to social distance, keeping separate, Saturn in Aquarius. Mars conjunct Jupiter, March 20th, 2020, is going to shine the spotlight on the past issues that may bring aggressive expression of these new issues. Also, the start of unrest, which will blow up on March 23rd when Mars conjuncts Pluto, major aggression looking for an outlet. And it is not until April 6th that Jupiter conjuncts Pluto, when opportunities will arise to deal with institutional destruction and people can look for ways to reform or rebuild it. This will be temporary as Jupiter moves on. Although it will conjunct Pluto 2 more times in 2020, in the middle of the year it will go retrograde, which means it looks like it moves backward. During that time, people would be given a chance to evaluate the opportunities that showed up April 6th, and in November it will continue. It will conjunct Pluto again and move on, allowing for the implementation. This can be very useful information. If you note what opportunities come up April 6, 2020 in your life, you can focus on them throughout the year and fill in the holes caused by Pluto destroying old boundaries in your life and things you would have been very familiar with, not necessarily comfortable with. Pluto has caused many people, especially those with Capricorn rising, to have to change major parts of themselves, possibly career issues. Also, those include people who have Capricorn on the angles. If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe button and tell your friends. Please comment below and mention how you are coping with the changes that have been caused by this virus. Thank you for coming.